Please say again. So he's explaining Yivarchucha. Yivarchucha is the mile of Torah and Tefillah. On the one hand, it's Amshacha from high in Ishtalshalus. On the other hand, it comes all the way down. I'm sorry. High in Ishtalshalus, and that's the mile of Tefillah. And in the mile of Bracha, that there's no impediment. Like a tzivui, a bracha. Now, what's the connection? Dafka l'chasidecha. Right? Yiduch Hashem kol ma'asecha v'chasidecha yivachucha. So Yiduch Hashem explained, because the dargya we're talking about here, that the big mamshech is a dargya, is a level that can't be grasped up yiseichel yiduch. That's usually the purview of tefillah. You hear Ratzin Chodesh. That's not present in Ishtalshalos. But here the mila is that it comes in the way of Rabbi. Similar to Torah, as he explained it, in Torah Guf explained, the Torah of Rabbi. So it's B'derech Tzivoi, but now the connection is to Chasidecha. So to explain the Bimash Kosev Rambam Mechilik Ben Chesed Tzedak is a Rav to it? Or we still heard before? Yeah. Yeah. There's a Yeshlim at the end of the previous paragraph. He wants to bring out, that's yet to come, that the Rebbe Rasha bringing the analogy to Torah, the analogy to what? To the union of Yevachucha. Is not only to give an analogy, it's a similar Indian, but to explain also that the way it happened is like the Torah of the Rashbi Dafke. The Torah of Rabbi Pinchas ben Yori commanded that the river split. Rabbi Shimon Yochai just said Torah. He wasn't mislabish at all. And yet the rain came. So he wants to bring out, as explained in Sifyud Beis, that Al Derech Zeh, after this whole hasbara that we're going to get, is in the union of Yivachucha, Yivachucha. It's the higher level within Torah. Yeah. So what's the Rambam saying between Chesed and Tzedakah? Tzedakah, union HaYosher. So Tzedakah is an act of righteousness. Tzedakah Melosh and Tzedek VaYosher, just and upright. Loss is the Chalech Alfi Royal to give each one according to what he needs. Chesed Aflogas Ativ Leitiv Yosem Mashu Royal. Chesed is to give much more than he deserves, the person. Maybe by Maimer, Rebbe Rasha brings the Mashikosav Rambam Tzedakah Hachbal Kolech Gefi Arali Commissioner Kosov. So this is what the Maimon is adding. The Rambam says, yeah, the Rebbe Rashab's addition to the Rambam is the pasuk. That's what he's adding. Commissioner Kosov, we didn't get that straight yesterday. Commissioner Kosov, so this is what it says, that you give only what he's lacking. You give him what he's lacking, but you're not obligated to make him wealthy. So that's what the Rambam says. That's in Tzedek v'Yosher. Chesed shaflokas hatoiv lehitiv yosem mashu roim. And what's the union of Chesed? So this is also the addition of the Rebbe Rashav. It's Ashirus. So it's not filling a lack and seeing Ashirus of wealth. The Rebbe Rashav continues. So the tzedakah that comes to Malchus, this Chesed that comes to Malchus. Tzedakah gives Malchus, which a level which it relates to, and Bam is head at the outset, but then is Nisalim. As it goes on to say, now when you're giving tzedakah, we're filling the lack that it has. It's two inyonim. It's really a lack that it's shaykh to, and on some level, he adds in ha'ora later. I remember seeing a sudden filling something that it actually had already. Now, in square brackets, he's going to elaborate on the inyan of the lack of malchus. What's missing in the helm of malchus that malchus has a shaykhus to, and that be'emes pnimius malchus does connect to. It's just nisalim at the external level. And what is that? Kidu being at asisas hashemayim. You're missing a hey, at chosar hey, not ata. Because that's the five things that are concealed when you, God, make heaven and earth. This that Malchus becomes the source to create, to bring into existence the worlds, asisas hashemayim, heaven, not just our world, but the Ilmas altogether, heaven and earth. It's biyah. So the creative process has to happen that the five partzufim, the imagery, the five images, the five faces, the five giluyim above it are concealed. They are kesa, chachma, bina, zoh, and pnimius malchus. So what's left is just the external of malchus, malchus the malchus. It's like the word. What's left is just the final word, total concealment of that which is invested in the word. That's chitzonius malchus. And then there's a level of pnimius malchus, like the words of machshava, where it also conceals, language conceals no matter where it is, even in the mind, but a very different level of concealment than the actual physical world. So that's tzedakah. Tzedakah would be to be mamshich and malchus, these inyonim, the spheres that are above it, that pnimius malchus is always connected to. As the spheres, they're one unified expression. So that would be tzedakah. But chesed, amshachas hagiluy shelamayli mishaychas the malchus. Chesed is amshacha in malchus to that which it has no connection to overtly. And that's nimshach b'malchus. That's the meaning that the Zohar says, Ezer chosid. So who is a chosid amischasid im koinoi? So the simple taich of the Zohar is that the chosid is one who deals kindly with his master, meaning to say he doesn't do avodah for himself. His avodah is for the Eibishter. And it's chosid im koinoi. The mefarish with the Tikkunei Zohar, it's another chelik of the Zohar. So this is like another pirush now. There's koinoi and there's kan. As he goes on to say, kan means a nest, and koinoi means the master. So the Tikkunei Zohar says im koinoi im kandele. He does kindness with his nest. And what's that inyan? So there's koinoi and there's kan. There's koin and kan. Koinoi, the master who's that's first of all, Pashat Mashpia. But moreover, Melashon Kinyan. Koinoi means really the one who acquires him, his master, he owns him. It's Melashon Kinyan. So Koinoi is Atzilus, the Kinyan. Atzilus is called Kinyan. Why is Atzilus called Kinyan? It's like an acquisition, doesn't change fundamentally. It goes from one domain, one ownership to the other. So to Atzilus is still, it's still a likus. It's got kinyan, but no fundamental change. It's pure likus. Zoh sof Atzilus, and Zoh is the end of Atzilus, the final dargah. Malchus already belongs to Biyah overall. So Zoh sof Atzilus, so that's why Koinoi, which is Atzilus, means Zoh. What's kandele and the nest, the recipient, of Malchus? Pasha, the nest is the nest, the nurturer that receives. And from there the chicks grow and leave the nest. That's biyah. A part of this, like it says in part of this, Malchus nikras kain, and Malchus is called the nest. So there's two taichs now, kind of the Zohar and the Tikkunei Zohar. First taich was Amschasid im koinoi. That's the Zohar. The Tikkunei Zohar, the pirush. Maybe it's one pirush, it seems. Mefarish with the Tikkunei Zohar. At what level we mean kandele, we mean malchus. Kitzorich iyun. Two pirushim or one pirush, or an amalgamation of the two. At any rate, so therefore conclusion. V'inam ischasedim kandele, the Tikkunei Zohar, that who is the chassid who deals kindly with his nest, So we're seeing the connection to Chasidecha Dafke. That the union of Chasidecha is to be mamshich in Malchus, a Gilui Oir Chodesh, Shalamayla by ocean is talking about higher than the oil that's concealed from it, which has the shaykhs to, which is the 5 dargis of Kesach, Chachma, Bin Ezah, and Pinimis Malchus. And that's Ashiras. That's the Tachlis. Inyan Chodesh, a whole new Inyan, to be mamshich in the Makabel, and therefore in the world, the Oir Abligval, Oir Chodesh. Begin Asfiris of Pinimis HaKesed Atik. Malchus is a connection to Chitzonius HaKesed overtly, but not to Pnimis HaKesed overtly. And that's the avoid to be mamshich. True, this by Pnimis it does, but not overtly. Be mamshich the Pnimis HaKesed where in Malchus. Sham shocha the Chitzonius HaKesed. To draw Chitzonius HaKesed into Malchus, that's tzedakah, that's not chesed. That's a level of arich. That would be fulfilling a lack. Now, a lack means something that's in my world that I'm missing. Because Malchus already has a shaykhis to Arich. And the raya is 35. Like we said in the Maamar, Kes is one of the dargas that subsequently becomes concealed from Malchus as God engages in the process of actual creation. So, to be Megale, Arich, that's nice, it's tzedakah, it's restoring the concealment, but it's a level that to begin with Malchus is a connection to. So that's tzedakah. Kivin, it goes to elaborate. At the end of the day, Arich has a direct connection to that which emerges to Atzilus, of which Malchus is a part. It's like Rotzen, but Rotzen is a shaykhis. You want something, it's that which you want, there's something that you want. So you have a connection to that. Whereas Tainuk is your essential self. So he says, given that Arich is Sherish Shemak and Netzel, and Melu Shemak Valim Soiver, Arich has a connection, but it surrounds like Rotzen. Rotzen's connected again to that which you desire, but it's all encompassing and all controlling and can dominate all of the conscious levels, but still it's connected to them. Hence, the conclusion is at the end of the day, Ratzon, the parallel in the Nefesh, which parallels Arich, is a level which is connected to Ratzon. It's an articulated will. I want a world. You want a world, so you're connected to the world. I want to be successful means that you're already engaging all those ways by which to be successful. Even if you're not actually engaged in them, but you're already relating to them. So that's not chesed, that's tzedakah. So when Arich is not revealed in Malchus, it's shaykh to say what? The Malchus is lacking. Lacking means I have a connection to it and I'm missing it. If you have no connection, you're not missing it. From Arich, which is the system at its highest level, into Malchus, so the system is Malchus is filled. In other words, what should it means? Then God's creative force is revealed, the entire energies and process that gave rise to it, my desire, my chachma, my bina, all of the divine forces that bring creation into being, not concealed any longer. That would be chesed. To experience the divine creative forces. That would be chesed. I'm sorry, did I say chesed? That's tzedakah, that's not chesed. But Artik is already bound up with the mind, so the lower level of the emanator, that's not oilimus, but hiding oilimus. Oilin Sov, Shalamayim Mishaychas Oilimus, they wish to beyond creation, the mind of Mishaych, from the Siva Makiv higher even than a transcendent connection, which is what Arich is, which is what Ratzon is, which is what drives all of creation in a transcendent, all-encompassing way. That's the yin of Ashiras. That's the yin of Chesed. I'm giving the parallels, but never should understand it. Ratzon and Tainuk. You wake up in the morning, you want to be successful that day. So that's Ratzon driving you. You're Tainuk, you're happy to be alive. You don't consciously embrace that. Only your life is threatened, mamish. That would be it, to experience that life itself. That's Chesed. to experience a successful life, that's tzedakah. I'm just giving simple parallels, but never showed them. Each one will think further himself and translate it. Okay, Oisvov. Mamshe ba Maimer, so the Rebbe Rashab continues. Okay, let's just summarize this here. You tell me now, friend, your own words using pure English. What's the difference between tzedakah and chesed? What I'm looking for is to give me the relationship between the recipient, Malchus, the receiver, and the inyan of tzedakah and inyan of chesed. If you're saying that the recipient is getting inyan of tzedakah, what's implicit in that? Both are lacks. Both the Makabal doesn't have. But they are radically different and incomparable. And wherein lies the difference?
He's getting a measured amount to fill what's lacking.
So you're getting a measured amount too?
To fill whatever's lacking, to make up for whatever's lacking.
It's correct. But I want you to talk about, you're telling me what it's getting. I want you to tell me the relationship between the recipient and that which it is getting from the recipient's perspective. That's what I want to hear. If I'm receiving tzedakah, that means I'm getting something that I may have had before, and I have panos, I don't have it. I need panos, I need bread at the table. A, B, it means getting something that's in my world. A person goes around asking for tzedakah, he's asking for something that he doesn't have, but it's sorely lacking. It's in his world. He's missing it. In tzedakah, he's consciously missing it. Chesed isn't. That's only if he had that before. If he didn't have a sus before, he's not missing it. That would be ashiras. If he was a wealthy person, that's not called the chesed. That's called tzedakah. Tzedakah means something. Pashat geret. Tzedakah means something that the recipient can say, "I need this." Chesed is something he doesn't even. I need. It's not of this world. It doesn't even occur to him. The poor person is a horse to ride on, and servants to run before him. It's a fantasy, but it's not something that he needs. Doesn't relate to it. It's not relatable. That's in of chesed. That's ashiras. If he was an oisha, yeah, then he is. But talking about he's not an oisha. Malchus is not an oisha. Malchus less than magamor klum. Malchus is missing the 5. Hamshochas, at least chitzonis and Malchus. But that's a connection Malchus is connected to. How does Malchus create? It's all these forces invested in God's will, all of the attributes. Sunday's chesed and Monday's gvur, that's how God creates. But he creates in a way he's totally mind and master. So then Avodah is to reveal that in the world, that's tzedakah. In a word, what that means is to reveal in the world that God's a creator and the creator. And the beauty and the wonder of the creator, the divine will and divine chokhmah and binah and so on. Chesed is mamshech in the world, not creator. And he is to be beyond creator altogether. Such the world has no shaykhs to itself. Ashiras. That's true ashiras. That's the avodah, and that's the chasidecha yivachucha. That the avodah of chasidecha is yivorchu chom the mamshich bracha the ma'ale mishtalshel is God beyond creator in creation. And tzedakah is to reveal in creation that there's a creator and the world shall live in harmony with God and with itself. It's a beautiful world. But ashiras is a beautiful world. It's a rich world. It's a godly world, to likus. It reveals God beyond creator. In the world is beyond creator revealed. That's the tachlis. That's the dira b'tachtoinim. Yeah, that's between tzedakah and chesed. As my son-in-law says, I don't know if it's his own quote or he quote from somebody else, Meliovאוויטש, Panosa is for the Gentiles. A Yid is Ashiris. Not to be laughed at. It's a word to the mind here. I mean, you're laughing like because you want the bracha, forget it. Panosa, that's good for the world. It's a survival, live a nice, Ashiris, to be a revolutionary and change the world, and you need Ashiris for that. And this plain old Panosa is not going to cut it. So the Eibush has to give every Yid Ashiris. That's to be saying, because the Yid's going to use it in a radical, dramatic, revolutionary ways to bring godliness to the whole world. And what level of godliness the Eibush to beyond created? Pnim Yisatik. Not just Keser and all the darkas of Ishtaushalis, which the summation of that is the divine creator. Okay, everybody's masking. Masking for Ashiris. Good. Well, Mamshir Ba'Maimer, the Maimer continues. Here, don't settle for Panosa, Ashiris. Mamshir Ba'Maimer, Nisa B'Gemara, Shitzdokya, the Gemara says in bringing out, there's 3 milas. Yeah. There's 3 milas of Gemilas Chasodim over Tzedakah. And one of them is Tzedakah, La'aniyim. Tzedakah is only for the poor. But Gemilas Chesed, push it alone on a simple level. Bein La'aniyim, Bein La'shirim is both for the poor and the wealthy in the country. Often the wealthy needs the Gemilas Chesed because, he's got bigger, what's what I'm looking for? His Hasogus is exactly what I'm looking for. And he's got big projects that he wants to do, and he needs to give Gemilas Chesed. The other 2 things are living and dead. That tzedakah is only to the living, and Gemilas Chesed is to the dead. I forgot the first one. It's the most obvious one. Kaponim. You can look it up. So this Gemilas Chesed Megam La'Shirim. So now. So he is an Oish already, but he's still shaykh to Ashiras beyond him. Not shaykh. Not say he's not shaykh to, but that's what's being given. He's going to unpack this. The fact that Gemilas Chesed is even for the wealthy moving, it's understood now. At least now he identifies it, zeroes in. Shashbosh Mitzad Chesed. It's higher even in Ashiras. Now, let's understand that. You could say otherwise, no. No, there is. What's the chesed to the Osher? Not higher than Ashiras. It's just more Ashiras. That would be chesed for the Osher, for the wealthy person. More wealth. Zog the Rebbe, no. But he says no, that chesed is high, the madrege vasha yashloima. It means like this. When you give something that's in your world, he's a wealthy guy, get more wealthy, that's still not the enough ashiras. Relative to him, maybe somebody else, it's wildly crazy, but not him. Since before he's missing that which we're now giving him, but it's in his realm, a bigger deal. It's another million. The Osher, not true Ashiris, if he has a shaykhis to it. So therefore, the Rebbe says, the Rebbe Rashab is saying, because wealth is still a gather, it's a definition. It's a lot of money. We're talking beyond a lot. The true ashpa is higher than the level of Hashiris even. Is a completely different category. Because if you're getting something which is not in my world at all, it's not achsarim b'ashirish. I'm not lacking anything. So therefore, chesed, chesed to the Oisher means, because it's bein laniyim, bein lashirim, it means completely different gather altogether. How's it translated in money? Basically, not a multi-millionaire, but a billionaire. And a multi-billionaire. I mean, it's all gvul in the end, but lefiyerech. So not getting this level is not missing tzedakah. It's not a chsaron. Tzedakah fills a chsaron. It's a whole different level altogether. Not what the Oisher is getting. Okay, it was up the ante big time. I'm not finished with Ashiris. Ois Zion. Yeah, folks, we're good. We continue. Folks on the Zoom. I'm not
Yes.
Okay. To understand further the might of Chesed, which is high even than Ashiris, than wealth. Therefore, even the wealthy, when he gets it, it's not tzedakah, not filling any lack, or there is no lack, but it's in of Chesed, pure Chesed. So maktim ba'mayim binyan bir in ashar shirish b'meishloimai. So the Rebbe Rashab prefaces and explains the ashiris, the experience there, the wealth that was the time of Shlomo Melech. And that is, in brackets, why that dogma, because that's dargach nailish b'ashiris. Pasha Begashmis, his wealth was the highest, greatest possible wealth. Money was mamish not significant. No amount. And explains the Barasha of the Zesh Meishleimo or Kai Mesir Bashleimusa. So Shlomo Melech, the moon was full. Now, just the Chagav, we encounter this often. It's a Zoya. The Zoya says that the height of Shlomo Melech's reign, the moon was full. Clearly, it doesn't mean that Begashmi, that there was always a full moon. Because the whole Kiddush HaChodesh depends on the cycle of the moon. So how we have to say it means Beruchnius, meaning that Yidden were aligned with the Eibishter in the greatest way. Yidden are the Levana, and the moon is full, reflecting the light of the sun. Now the Medrash he brings in 38, and they always bring from the Medrash, not just the Zoyat. You see the bottom of there, page 38. Given Shabo Shloimo, so Shloimo was the 15th. The moon is full on the 15th day of the month. Shloimo is the 15th from Avram Avinu, 15th generation. Ben Achaben. So the Medrash says, given Shabo Shloimo, and the smaller discourse Shalavana. Again, the symbolic, the discourse, literally, the disc of the moon became full. That was the apex, the 15th day of the month, the 15th generation, Tachlis HaShleimus. Then he went. Then the decline happened after that. Culminating in the Chog Mabayis, etc. So, the Rebbe Rashab bring to understand the inyan of Chesed higher than Ashiris. So he brings the inyan of the Ashiris. It was the time of Shlomo when that was Kaimis Ebashemus. That's Malchus, right? Malchus filled. There's no place that Malchus is empty. There's no Chesoron. The moon is totally aligned and totally reflective. So who explains in Mavaya, the Rebbe Rashab explains that what happened by Shlomo Melech in addition that is drawn into Malchus Makabo. That's Yidden, Poshet, Yidden. The moon, Levana in Hebrew, Sira in Lashon Arami. The Heipatzofim Shenechsero, that which was lacking, which is concealed in order for Hashem to create the world. is now revealed, the creative forces, the five forces. Beyond that, Nimshabo Gamagil the Primus Akesed Atik. So in Malchus, it was Ashirus, that would be Tzedakah. But in Malchus, it's also revealed not just Chitzenis Akesed, God's will to create, but Primus Akesed, the Nisava, the essential desire that what I want in the deepest essential way, that was revealed. Ome Ashirus, the Malchus, and since in Malchus was revealed, Primus Akesed, what's Malchus? Oh, Knesset Yisrael, Eden. Nimshucha Ashirus Mufloga Lisol Gam Lamata. We're getting a bit of an appreciation, friends, also that Purim Tavshin Tesvav, the other occasions where the Rebbe literally raise your right hand, B'simchativ Livov, for Ashirus. I think he said even Mufloga. Mamshich from not just Pnimius Hakesa, but even higher, just hiding Ishtalshas, all the rules, deserving not. I mean, you heard the tape
of Purim Tavshin Chai.
Tesvov, Tashirus, when I gave Tashirus. No, you should listen to it. You find it easily on the vote. You know the story?
Sorry?
The vote, raise the right hand.
I thought it was Purim Tavshin Chai.
No, Purim Tavshin Chai was another land extraordinary Verbrengen. Purim Teshuvah, 1955, 56. Okay, you see there, just beyond. And hearing the Rebbe say it, okay, let's continue. So because there was Ashirus in Malchus Knesset Yisrael in Beruchnius and Imshucha Ashirus Muflogol Yisogam Lamata, Yidden had extraordinary wealth, even Lamata. Ashirus Muflogol Begashmius, physical. Muflog means beyond. Begashmius. Bad she'ein kesef nechsh mishleim elim ummah. Posuk, that money was considered nothing at the time of Shlomo Melech. That was Begashmius, Vashiris Meflog Baruchnius, and tremendous wealth, outstanding wealth. Baruchnius, Meshleim Dafkan, even the Beis Hamikdash in his time, the Beis Hamikdash was built. And what's the Beis Hamikdash? The Gilish Beis Hamikdash, Gilin Yoser. The Gilin Beis Hamikdash is much higher than the Gilish Shahaybe Mishkan Shaya Koidim that was revealed in the Mishkan. We'll elaborate upon that Beis Hashem tomorrow. And so learning the Maimer, may be fulfilled in each one of you, each one of us, in the fullest measure. Yeah, the first one is, tzedakah is money only. Chesed is time, and so that's thank you. That's the first. Shkoyach.